Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 2. And yet again, I'm doing the intro, even though this is her video. So,
our video.
Our video. So, welcome to Shrinking with Larissa, and this is Larissa
and Jamila.
And Jamila. Jamila, not J Mills. You know, Jamila. I
forgot she has to be professional.
Yeah, and I have zero street cred, so no sense in giving me a street name. All right, so Shrinking with Larissa and Jamila, because Larissa had
weight loss surgery.
Thank you.
Gastric sleeve, to be exact.
Gastric sleeve surgery, and I'm a psychologist, therefore I'm a shrink, and am somehow participating in this process. And I'm her friend. Yeah. So this is total.
Oh my God! She just.
Free.
You're my what?
I'm involved.
You're
in
my what?
Life as a.
That's hard for her, y'all.
Where's my shrink? Okay. I'm gonna take you back just maybe a little bit, like the day before surgery. Like, tell me what were, now obviously you'd had your consults, you'd gone through the psychological consult. Somehow she passed. They didn't ask for my input. But you passed the psychological consult. You had your nutritional consult assessment. You had the endocrinologist.
Well, I already was seeing the endocrinologist because I'm diabetic, but had an endoscopy done. They they have to see look at your anatomy, make sure everything's good.
Yeah.
I had a gallbladder ultrasound and like an EKG, chest X-ray, just a few diagnostic tests before surgery, and then my H&P with the surgeon.
Okay, so for those people who don't know what an H&P is, what is
history
that?
and physical.
Oh, H&P. Yes. Okay, so I'm not a nurse. She's a nurse. So I don't know these initials. All right.
But the process is a little different for different insurances. Mine, it went pretty quickly. I had my consult in September and my surgery in December. A lot of people, it takes longer.
Because how much did they tell you could potentially lose with this surgery?
They said 80% of your overweight amount. So example, I guess, is if you're 150 pounds is your normal weight, and you weigh 250 pounds, that is 100 pounds over your normal, you should be able to lose 80 pounds.
Okay.
So 80% of whatever your overweight is what they say.
So 80%, is that like result of surgery only, but that's, or is it surgery, diet, exercise combo?
Well, they say with the surgery, but I mean, obviously with the surgery, you're eating a lot less. So,
yeah,
I mean,
so the diet is automatically controlled.
Yeah.
But then the exercise component, they
didn't say it's necessarily with the exercise regimen.
Okay. So leading a normal everyday life of some level of movement.
But following the doctor's orders as far as diet.
Yeah. Okay. So like, what did that mean to you to find out that 80% of it can be wiped away in a short period of time, a year?
Yeah,
a year.
My doctors tell me about a year for me to get to where he wants me to be. Well, it's exciting, but it also makes you nervous because, like, I don't know what that's gonna look like for me because I have never been a normal weight or size. So I mean, it's exciting, but it is makes you nervous because you don't know really what to expect. So I'm just like taking it a day at a time, and I guess adjusting as I lose the weight. But I am excited because, like, I know there's a lot of things that I want to do that I haven't been able to do that losing the weight will allow me to do. Some more adventurous physical activity type things, and never been on a roller coaster. Don't really want to go on one, but I do just to say I did it type check. Yeah, horseback riding.
Never.
Why?
Okay, that's another conversation.
Oh my, we have to have a whole episode about all the things I want to do that I got to talk her into doing. She's
gonna be doing by herself.
No, that I'm gonna talk her into doing. I'm gonna have a whole little bucket list. It's gonna be called Larissa and Jamila's weight loss bucket list.
It's gonna be called Larissa's bucket list, and Jamila on the sidelines cheering you on. That's what that's gonna be.
We're gonna have to have paper, rock, scissors, or something.
Yeah. All right, let's stick to what we're talking about.
Sorry.
All right. So your feelings, you were excited but nervous because, obviously after seeing yourself kind of one way,
fabulous.
This is fabulous.
Yeah, I always thought I was fabulous.
But now it's like you're gonna be fabulous and thinner. Is there somebody else who can do this interview? Anybody?
Are you gonna go get tattooed with me?
No.
Okay, next. Sorry. This is why we work, because we're so different.
Mm-hmm. Very, very different. Okay, so your feelings with the weight loss potential: excited, nervous, and I know one time last month we talked about how you would feel with how you would be treated. The potential, because, obviously society, even though society is having more and more embracing of larger women, curvier women, what have you, still society leans towards the slimmer girl.
Well, yeah, I think, of course, people like to be treated in a kind way, and in the seminar, they even mentioned how, weight discrimination is one of the last acceptable discriminations. You go for a job interview, you might be even a little more qualified than the thinner person, but just because of how you look or the misconceptions of heavier people, maybe they don't have as good hygiene, or, they take up too much space, will prevent them from getting a job over the thinner person, which is unfortunate. Yeah, I think it will open more doors that way, but then you have that mixed feeling of, okay, yes, I did it, but then you get upset because, like, I was always this great person, what I mean? But now, because I've changed my appearance, and yes, now I am healthier, which is, a good thing, but, But
you at your core is no different.
Yeah, you're not a different person, so it's nice, but then you get upset because you feel like that's so unfair, because you've always been this person, and it's not fair that people get treated a certain way because of their weight. And even with attention, it might be nice, but then it's like, I should have got this the whole time, because this has always been me, so I do wonder how that's gonna be. And I think because I'm able to think about it and recognize it now, it'll prepare me for when that does happen, so I don't get rude or go off on somebody and be like, I've always been this way,
But no, but you do bring up a good point, because you are gonna end up seeing both sides of societal treatment. So right. You may or may not have been treated a certain way as a larger woman, and then you're gonna see how things kind of switch when you get smaller, and the fact that you get angry, that's going to be normal. That's going to be normal, because it is unfair, and we all know this, and there's no need to get on a soapbox, but we know it is unfair that people should be judged by the content of their character, not by their appearance.
Okay, Martin Luther King.
You know what I'm saying?
His birthday coming up.
All right. So I'm getting ready. But so the only thing I can say for you and for anybody who is experiencing this right now, is number one, if a person is meeting you brand new in your smaller body, you can't really judge that person, because they didn't know you from before. So I guess the real testament is going to be how you're treated by the people who knew you kind of before and after. Right. And if the treatment improved, now I will say this, you're going to be treated differently. Right. Just because, people kind of have to, just like you're adjusting to the new you, other people are going to adjust to the new you. So their treatment may be different in some sort. If their relationship with you has been a certain way, then it might alter a little bit as you alter. Because like just with us, I'm used to a lot of our outings involve food. Right. So of course that's going to be the biggest thing that changes. Food is going to be very minimal, and now it's going to be all these grand and wonderful adventures. Yeah. Why'd you say it like that? All these grand and wonderful adventures.
I mean, it makes you step outside the box, be creative,
I can be
experience
creative right
new
now
things.
in the box. I mean,
And I also, to me, it kind of makes me excited. It will make me excited right now. We'll talk about food right now in a little bit. But I mean, just because of the amount I'm eating, like flavor is so important to me. So I get to try new flavors, try new places. I mean, I'm the cheapest date you'll ever find.
Wow. So we're just going to put that on your
my dating
other
profile.
video, your other video, the dating profile. So transitioning into the next thing. So like we said, Larissa, you are 3 weeks.
This is the third week. Okay, so I just hit 2 weeks 2 days ago.
Okay, so 2 weeks, two and some change.
Right.
So you had the big thoughts and dreams prior to surgery. Now let's dive into the lovely reality of what it's like post surgery.
I feel pretty optimistic. I guess because the post surgery process has been pretty good for me. I was a little fearful because you hear all these different horror stories or different complications, or you know how some people feel so bad or in pain for so long, but everybody's journey is different. So I'm feeling pretty optimistic. We'll talk about some of the challenges later. I think sometimes we put these how could I say it? These pressures on ourselves to like hit certain goals, or you're supposed to feel like this at this point, and like really pressure ourselves and sometimes put unrealistic expectations, and then they lead to disappointment, and then you get all down. But I try not to do that because you know, I know this is like my personal journey, and I know the reason I did this was for me. And that's another thing I wanted to bring up, is that, you know, this really has to be for you. Like, so many people try to change themselves for whoever else. Sometimes even it might be for your kids or for your spouse or for your parents. You want this approval or whatever, but this decision had to be for me. And once I made that decision, it really didn't matter what anyone else told me, their opinion or whatever, because I knew that this was something I was doing for me. So once you have that mindset, you know, no one can really bring you down or change your mind, because, you know, my whole thing, especially since my father passed, is that, you know, we really have one life to live, and you got to live it to the fullest. You don't know when it's over. So that was a big motivator for me, is like, I want to live a happy, healthy life and do things that I've always wanted to do, because we don't know when it's over. So yeah, it's your life. You know, you're changing your whole life.
Yeah.
In relationship with food, for sure.
Yeah. You. What is your sister? Well, now you're not going to eat anymore. What are you going to do with your time? And that'll be for another episode. That's a good title. You know, since I'm not eating anymore, what am I doing with my time?
Yeah.
So
write that down, girl.
Yeah, actually I will. So thank you all for tuning in for episode 2. And please join us for episode 3. And this is Shrinking with Larissa
and Jamila.
Thank you.
Bye.
All right, we lost bucket list.
So
those would be like summer adventures or something like that. Spring, summer adventures. Because I ain't going nowhere with you while it's cold. And that way we can do some filming outdoors and like
let's get in the hooks.
You know, no, but just to keep it interesting and keep it off of so it's not just, you know, table talks,
right?
You know, but we'll be doing stuff. No, I'm not eating.
Yeah, maybe I'll do a twerk class. You gonna record me?
Yeah, because Jamila ain't doing that now.
Do it. Isolate them muscles, girl. Glutes. Girl, you got one glute on the right, one glute on the left.
Yeah, but how you twerk? What? See,
you just flex each one. Flex the right, flex the left. Flex right, left, right, left, right, left, right. Okay.
All right, whatever. All right, so this episode, you said you want to talk about
the
horrors of. So this will be third episode.
Not the horrors, just the reality.
Okay.
The first 24 hours sucked.
Reality.
I need to go change my shirt. I can't be in the
fine.
same shirt 3 videos
Okay,
in a
fine.
row.
Find me a shirt.